All right. Welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. Today is day 4 of our series. So yesterday we built up this track. I'll play a snip of it so you can hear it. Okay, so that's what we got so far on our record that we're building. So today I'm going to show you the exact moment a loop stops sounding like a loop, and then we start sounding like a demo. I start sounding like a record. So we're going to use this track we built yesterday, and yeah, let's keep going. So most producers think that great tracks come from what you add, like we talked about yesterday. But the records that hit the hardest, they're defined by what's missing. So yesterday we built this record. Today we're going to give it some space. So I'm going to play 8 bars of this section. Just count that out. That's about 8 bars right there. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so okay, we got 8 bars. We got 8 bars right here. This is the 8 bar section. And let's let it breathe. So if your mixes sound crowded, this is probably why, because you might not be letting it breathe. Space is not emptiness in music, it's actually contrast. So when you're building tracks, space is contrast, not empty. We tend to think of it as empty because we're building the track as we go along. But yeah, that's not necessarily true. So when everything is big also, we don't feel like things are evolving. So when everything's big, nothing becomes big, if that makes sense. If you're in a, let's say, let's give an example. You're in a monster truck show and you all have monster trucks. And the only way that it's going to feel normal or it's going to feel different is if someone shows up in a Volkswagen car and you guys are driving monster trucks. Then it's going to feel like a big contrast. So I guess my weird analogy, I'm just trying to show you that we need contrast. And over the next few minutes, I'm going to transform this this dense loop into something that actually has some movement. Hopefully moves people without adding any sounds. So let's see if I can do it. Let's solo sections really quick. Here's the chords. Here's the bass. Here's some pad section. Where's the drums? Drums. That's the kick. There's the percussion. And then we have one more element. Another layer of percussion. So those were textures and percussion mixed together. So where is the listener supposed to focus? That's the question. We'll see. So So let's start off with muting the pad. How does that feel? Let's mute the percussion. Let's play the groove again. Sounds different, feels different. It's hitting. It's still hitting. So let's duplicate that. So we got another section of that. And we're going to mark it off so that we know what to mute. Okay, so now the power isn't created by layering so much. It's created by separation. So right now we're creating that power with some separation. And the best tool for that is the mute button. Believe it or not, the best tool is the mute button. So we're using our mute button. We're using our mute button here. So we'll let it loop for a few seconds. Let's see. So now we're going to manipulate that arrangement. So we turned everything back on. And that's exactly why we duplicated it. Let's see how that works out. So you can see the your brain locks into that rhythm, but the motion lives in the anticipation for the next section. So the motion lives in the anticipation for the next section we're about to create. So tension requires that absence of playing something. So let's play before and after. That's after. This is before. Whoops, let me play before. This is before. And then we're going to do after in 3, 2, 1. After. So let's start now with another layer. Not with another layer, but without adding an oscillator, like we promised in the beginning, I wasn't going to use another sound. So let me just not add another oscillator. Let's do, where's my oscillator? So we have a pad here. Did I unmute that? Whoops. So we're going to narrow it down. Okay, so I've created another section. And in this section, let's make sure. Yeah. Keep that muted out. Let's add some texture to the sound. We're going to narrow it, the stereo field, and we're going to support the width of the sound. So we're going to do that like this. So Okay. I'm going to support the width. I'm going to grab a plugin that works. Okay. So it looks something like, I'm trying to remember the name. Okay. Let's do some bite. Let's see how this works. Slow it up. Oh, that's cool. Okay. I like that. Let's see a different bit. Okay. Let's try that in context of the section. Let's do a little high pass as well. Just a little bit. Let's see how that sounds. Okay. High pass looks like that. Let's play in context. It's a little too much buzz. And sometimes it doesn't always work, so that's why we have to test things out. Too much distortion. Just a little. So space isn't just arrangement. It starts at the patch level. You want to make your patch work with the sounds that you already have, and you want to make your sounds work with your song. So that requires some fine tuning, some fine adjustment over time of anything you have and making it work. So if your sound occupies less space in your mix, your record is going to feel bigger overall. So you want to have some sounds that occupy less space is what I'm trying to say, so that your record can feel bigger. So yeah, let's try that again from the beginning. See what we have. This is the new version. Let's play. One more time with that, because I didn't like that. Okay. So we like that, or I like that part. So now we got the important parts in the track to feel actually important versus what we had before, just a loop. We took that loop and we pulled it out into arrangement, making the important parts feel important. So if your tracks feel busy but forgettable, start practicing space in your tracks. Clarity is what makes your records and your songs sound expensive. So if you want to actually understand sound design, not just copy presets, I made a 4-part mini course, links in the bio, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Peace out.